You wish you were wearing the dress.
Previously on Eating Pretty.
You look like Cinderella, and I wish she was at the ball.
Hey guys, it's Sharika and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I would love to have you. So today we are doing some DESHELLED king crab. I have my Florida butter over here. For today's drink, this is a red, white, and berry Smirnoff. That's the name of it, child. So I just put it in a glass and garnished it up. So let's go ahead and say grace. All right. Y'all don't laugh at Ryan for talking about my dress last night. He tried my whole life. Okay? Y'all go ahead and check that video out from last night if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and get started. And I DESHELLED this myself. You don't buy them DESHELLED. You have to do it yourself. All right. So this story is from See No Evil. Oh, that's good. Let me dip it one more time, y'all. So, Skylar was a 16-year-old girl. She was the only child. So, one morning, her dad left work to go pick Skylar up from the house, and she dropped him back off so she can use the car. So he's trying to wake her up. He's knocking on her room door. She's not coming to the door. So he tries to unlock the door, and the door is locked. So he get a hanger, open up the door. Skylar's not there. Her bed is made up, everything. So he calls his wife. He's like, honey, Skylar's not in her room. She didn't come home last night. You know, he's freaking out. Well, mom was like, well, you know, she spend the night sometimes at a friend's house. So maybe she over there, let me call her friends. So the mom calls her best friend. So her best friend was like, the last time she talked to her was about 11:30 last night. So the mom comes home. The dad is freaking out. He go outside to have a cigarette. He look at her window and noticed that her little makeup stool was by the window. So she snuck out. Look at this, y'all. Look at this big piece of meat. Ooh. So the friend decides she want to call back. And she says, well, I have to be honest with y'all. We did sneak out last night to go hang out for a little bit, just to go take a ride. And when we got, and on our way back home, Skylar told us to drop her off down the street because she didn't want us to drop her off in front of the house because she didn't want y'all to see her and know that she snuck out. So the mom was like, okay, well, you know, she was keeping her cool. She was like, well, she'll be back before it's time for her to go to work because she never missed work. Because baby girl like to get her coin. Okay. So she said, and we'll just call up there to make sure, you know, everything is all right, and we know that she snuck out the house last night. So the time rolled around for her to be at work, but before they can call, the job called the house, asking if Skylar was coming to work. So they just knew, like, something is definitely wrong, because Skylar go to work sick. She never missed work. She loved her job. She never missed work. So they called the police. Now, they lived in a really small town, so the police got there. They went knocking on neighbors' doors. Nobody heard nothing. Nobody seen nothing. So the mom remembered that there were cameras close to their building. So they called the landlord. They watched the footage, and they saw where she jumped into some car. But the police told the parents that we just have to wait for her to return, because at this point, she's basically just a runaway. Nobody forced her into the vehicle. She left on her own. So they like, okay, maybe she'll just return like on Monday. She just wanted to get away for the weekend and have fun with her friends or whatever. But her best friend, she had two best friends. Everybody around the school knew them as the Three Musketeers. They only hung out with each other. They were thick as thieves. They were, you know, they didn't hang out with any outside people unless, you know, all three of them were together. And one was away in a church camp, and the other one, you know, she had just called and said that they weren't together anymore. Well, come to find out, the Three Musketeers, they like to sneak off, go drinking, go smoke weed and stuff like that. They like to party, but they were on 16. So, well, days passed, no Skylar. Weeks passed, no Skylar. So the dad decides that he's going to make a Facebook post, a Facebook page. He named it Team Skylar. And then, you know, that kind of helped spread the word that his daughter was missing. And it really worked. It really helped. So everybody was posting pictures everywhere. The news picked it up and everything like that. So her picture was everywhere. So the cops had called the parents and said that somebody just spotted Skylar and the girl with red hair, which her other best friend that was away in church camp had red hair. So they jumped up, start packing their stuff. They ready to head out to go pick up their daughter. But as soon as they walked outside, the police was outside telling them it wasn't their daughter. It was two runaways, but it wasn't Skylar, and we'll call the other girl Rebecca. It wasn't them. So the police questioned the friends again and was like, you know, y'all need to tell me, like, where did y'all go? Did y'all go to a party? What happened? Did she run off with a boyfriend? Maybe he was older. Maybe he was a troublemaker and she didn't want her parents to know about it. So then rumors started going around the school about an older guy that she was dating. And this older guy was known for like having parties. Him and his brother, they were in their 20s and they liked to party with young high school girls. and Skylar was dating one of them, but they broke up. And he had a party on the same weekend that Skylar went missing. So now they go question the brothers, because they're known for, like I said, having these crazy parties. And it just so happened on that same weekend that she went missing, they had a party. So the police roll up on them. One of the brothers was in the backyard digging holes. So the cop said to him, "What you digging those holes for? A dead body?" But he was just joking. But he said that the look on the brother's face was just like crazy. So, you know, he questioned them a little bit. They didn't have anything that they can bring them in or anything like that, so they just left it alone. They decided to follow up with some of the gas stations that's on the road that people would have to take to get to the brother's house, because the footage from the apartment complex, it was too grainy to they couldn't even tell the make or model of the car. They just knew it was a light 4-door car. That's all they knew. So they go to this gas station. The owner of the gas station had the footage from that particular night, and they were able to match up the times and stuff like that with the cars that were on the road, and they spotted the car. So the car that they spotted was the best friend's car. Okay, y'all following? So the time that the best friend said she dropped her off was a lie. It was actually the time she picked her up. So that was the best friend car that they saw the daughter get into. So they got the girls again, and they asking them, you know, y'all not telling me the truth because the times don't match up. We pulled some footage on some videotapes, so we know y'all were lying, and we know that they got in the car with y'all. So their stories kept changing. So then, you know how young kids are. The rumor started spreading around that Skylar's best friends have been keeping information away from the police, and they won't even, you know, help their friend out by telling them what they know. So now one of the girls is acting out in school. You know, she got this crazy temper going on. And y'all know I'm speeding the story up because it was a long story. So they had to send one of the girls to a psych ward because that's just how crazy. She started acting crazy all of a sudden. Her parents didn't know what was going on with her. So whenever she got out of that place, she said she needed to talk to the police. She went into the office. The police basically was ready for her to tell them that the girl overdosed. They went to that party that night and she overdosed, and they helped get rid of the body. That's what the police thought that she was going to say. This girl sat down with the detectives and said, "We stabbed her." So the police was like, what? Because I'm telling y'all, they were like sisters. Like, they were like best friends. They've been friends for years. You didn't see one without the other. She said her and the other girl had already planned how they were going to do it. They took a change of clothes. They took the knives. They told Skylar that they was coming to pick her up. They was going to go in the woods, smoke a little weed, and go back home. So they pick her up. They go to the woods. They start smoking the weed. But then Skylar needed a lighter. So when Skylar turned around to get the lighter, they just started stabbing her. So one of the girls said that, y'all hear him? He back. When the girl was telling the story, she said that Skylar, when they was stabbing her, Skylar was like, why are y'all doing this to me? And they just kept stabbing her. They said they stopped counting after 50 stabs. They covered up her body. And they left. They changed their clothes and they left. So they left her body. This was probably, they didn't crack this case until maybe 6 months later. So the police asked, well, why did y'all do it? She said, because we didn't really like her. And that was it. So because she told, both of them got sentenced life. But because she was the one that confessed, they lowered her sentence to 30 years. They did it just because they didn't like her. So they wanted her dead. Probably jealousy. Y'all, please be careful on who y'all call y'all friends, especially my young ladies. Everybody ain't your friend. Okay, guys, so I hope you're done eating. If you're eating with me, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the next 2 videos at the bottom of the screen, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.